So, Mariah and Tom is another couple that really surprised me because there were fundamental differences in their partnership. So, I was kind of surprised that even Mariah was the one who said yes at the altar because I feel like Tom did show some of the signs. He did express some of his concerns regarding their differences in gender roles, partnership, and finances. They just had different perspectives when it came to those aspects. And I really thought that Mariah was going to have, I don't know, a little time to reflect and just realize that maybe it wasn't a good idea to move forward with the wedding because these are not fundamental differences that you can just overcome or downplay. Culture shock is definitely real, and the major disagreements that they were having were something that Mariah needed to ponder upon and just bring up and try to at least clarify things. But they would just brush it under the rug and just make it seem like they were minor issues, but they were really big issues. And I think that anybody, honestly, even outside of the show, should always be mindful of such issues because we're talking about value systems, we're talking about things that are very sacred and deep and personal to a lot of people. So I think a conversation about maybe her religion should have been had because she said she was Muslim. And I also think that she maybe had to explain to Tom what she believed in, why she believed in that, and just basically elaborate on that a little bit because I feel like Tom wasn't understanding where she was coming from, and I really believe that there could have been a better understanding had she elaborated on the why of her beliefs and her choices and her aspirations in that partnership. So I definitely think that Tom is one of those low effort, rigid, I'm set in my ways type of man. I just don't see him as somebody who wants to get uncomfortable in a relationship or make significant efforts in a way, and I'm not definitely not blaming him for that because obviously everybody is entitled to the type of partnership they would like to be engaging in, but I just don't see Tom as that open-minded. And I say that because obviously he's made some comments in the show, like I think he feels very differently than Mariah does when it comes to a lot of aspects such as, I don't know, staying home after having a baby or just having a partnership that's more of the traditional kind. So definitely Mariah was not for 50-50 relationships or marriage or partnership, but I think that that's what Tom expected. So I think that was a big issue that maybe they've discussed it off camera, but I feel like what we saw on the show was very surface leveled, and I don't think they went deep enough. Hence, him basically saying no and leaving her at the altar. And I also think that Tom was definitely at times a bit shady in the show because we all saw how he was acting behind Mariah's back. So we've seen him in multiple scenes where he was basically talking about their connection to other people and saying how they have these major disagreements and that he wasn't sure about marrying her. And I really don't think that he wanted to marry her, and I think he knew that at some point in the show, but I think he just maybe stuck it out for the sake of the show. But it was definitely unfair how he wasn't that transparent with Mariah. And he was also a bit shady to be flirting with Tasha because I think that he left the door open during that conversation for Tasha to feel like she maybe has a chance of getting back together with him or just, I don't know, starting a relationship. I think that, yeah, Tom being wanting to dip, I think he really wanted out of that situationship and relationship, but he just did not know how to go about it. And I think a lot of these castmates on these shows are afraid of doing the wrong thing sometimes because they know that the public will basically be very hard on them. I don't know if that was the case for Tom, but I don't know. I just knew that he wanted to stuck it out for the sake of the show, but I've been sensing that he didn't want to be in this partnership anymore. I hope Mariah checks him though at the reunion and basically lets him know that he could have been more honest with her, more transparent, and just tell her, listen, I don't think this marriage thing is gonna happen. I like you, I've had a great time, I enjoyed, being around you, but I just feel like our differences in values are just going to interfere with the marriage, and just basically also tell her honestly, I do not understand how you want to live your life and this partnership and stuff. Like, I don't know, I feel like he could have been more honest. But other than that, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Mariah's family. I think they were so cute. Every time I would see her mom or her grandmother, I would just feel so warm inside, because they reminded me of my own like mom and grandmom. So I'm just like, wow, like they were just so cute, and I just hated that they had to witness all of that and feel embarrassed for their daughter and granddaughter, and just, you know, be sad about it, because I could really tell that they were a tight knit family and they wanted the best for Mariah. But I just don't think that Tom was it for her. So that's kind of sad. But I'm still happy that he said no. He had the decency to say no after all of the stuff he's been saying behind her back in the show. So thank God for that. But other than that, I wish Mariah the best. I really hope that she finds her traditional man that she's looking for. And I also wish Tom the best. And I hope you guys enjoyed this analysis.